Hello guys and welcome to volokinproject. This is Tony and this is gonna be no ordinary review of a phone. Rather than my own personal experience, a quick backstory, as well as the history of Porsche and Huawei making phones, as well as why the Mate RS is the ultimate Porsche design phone ever made. Pretty much the one to buy and the most collectible ones as well. So, without further ado, let's get it on. In 2016, Huawei started releasing Porsche design versions of their Mate flagships, and pretty much they were a little bit different on the outside but the same on the inside, with one particular exception, the Mate RS. It was released in late 2018 and I really wanted to get one for my girlfriend because I was trying to persuade her to move from an iPhone finally back to Android, because that's how she started back in the day. But she said, okay, I need one, but I don't want you to spend a fortune, and unfortunately the price for this phone was £1,300. The red scarlet version was exclusive to China, it was super limited and I had to pay import charges, so we were looking at about £2,000 for a phone, guys. And considering I recently bought a car for £500, needless to say that this was a crazy amount of money, so she ended up with the Honor Magic 2. Now, in 2020, I finally managed to get the unit and she said no, because the screen is smaller and because it's not that quick as the Honor Magic 2, which by the time of release, I've done a video on that, it was actually quicker than the OnePlus 6. Which was a big deal back in the day, guys. So the Mate RS over here was released 6 months after the release of the regular Porsche design Mate 10 Pro, which I can imagine pissed most of the owners because they have already paid arm and leg to get this phone and they kind of screwed them over with this one, because hardware wise this phone is an absolute marvel, guys. Except, you know, this red scarlet color, which I absolutely love, guys. It is super limited at the moment and it retails at double the price second hand at the moment, simply because it is so rare. Not to mention that it had 512 gigs of storage, guys, which was absolutely insane back in 2018, and the only phone to beat that was this one, the Smartisan R1 with the whooping 1 terabyte of storage. But anyway, I'm gonna talk about this phone in another video. The other thing which made this phone so special is that it has two fingerprint readers, guys. One at the back and one under the screen. Can you imagine? Considering that the Pixel 4 doesn't have even one fingerprint reader, and considering that they didn't increase the size of the phone, this is an absolutely insanity how they managed to pack so much stuff in this thin body. Other changes from the Mate 10 Pro were the camera setup. It's pretty much the same camera setup as the Mate 20 Pro over here. The only difference is that the third camera is a 20 megapixel old black and white camera compared to the 20 megapixel super wide angle camera of the Mate 20 Pro. They've upped the megapixel count on the front facing camera as well to 24 megapixels, essentially the same as the Mate 20 Pro. It has stereo speakers and for whatever reason, I've got no idea why, they're actually louder and better than the ones in the Mate 20 Pro. The headphone output is somewhat louder and better as well. I don't know how they did that, kernel tweaks most probably, but who cares, you're getting a premium audio experience with this phone, guys. The screen is 6-inch 1440p, essentially a 4K HDR AMOLED screen, absolutely beautiful screen, a little bit warmer than the one on the Mate 20 Pro, so kind of better in that respect because of the smaller size. The PPI is higher, therefore the screen is sharper. Absolutely amazing screen. The performance and the hardware are no different than any Mate flagship phone, absolutely flawless. The battery life is 4000 mAh, and if you want some extra juice, you can always turn down the screen to just 1080p, as well as to improve the gaming performance, so the battery life and the charging speeds are among the best in the game. So let's talk about pricing now. Brand new, the phone cost £1,300. For this amount of money you can get the Mate 20 Pro as well as the Mate 30 Pro. Of course, none of them is worth the money, specifically because the back covers are made of leather, guys. And having the LG G4 back in the day, the leather is good for just about a month and then it starts scratching and fading, and you really not gonna like what you're gonna see after a few months of usage, even just in your jeans. So this is not a good idea. If you want leather, there you go, you've got the leather experience with the case pretty much. So if you're looking for a limited edition Porsche design Huawei phone, this is the one to get. The RS, the red scarlet version with 512 gigabytes of storage, guys. Absolutely insanity. When it comes down to the pricing, you can get the regular black version for about 300 something, 400 pounds on eBay, where this one, if you ever find one, retails over 800 pounds, guys. I know it's a lot of money for a phone, but again, if you need a Porsche design Huawei phone, this is the one to get, guys. An absolute showstopper, especially with the dual fingerprint readers. One underneath the screen, one at the back. So it's time to give this one a Volokin Spectrum score, and this might be the new champion. The first two categories are design and build quality as well as security. I'm gonna give 6 points in each category, simply because there is no more exclusive phone than that, especially with the red version, and having two fingerprint readers that absolutely gives beyond top score. The battery life is great, but not the best, so I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5. The screen is absolutely amazing, it doesn't get better than that, well deserved 5 out of 5. The speakers are absolutely phenomenal, 5 out of 5, and the only reason I'm gonna give the headphone jack 4 out of 5 is because, well, there is none, but at least you've got the super nice black limited edition dongle inside the box. The software is the regular EMUI with a few Porsche themes as well as wallpapers, so easy 5 out of 5. The performance is still amazing, especially in 1080p. 5 out of 5 again. The selfie camera, although it has a very good stabilization, is not exactly the best, so I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5. And the back camera setup is absolutely satisfactory, plus you've got the new update with the night mode, so easy 5 out of 5. So what's the total Volokin Spectrum score? Is 49 out of 50, which is pretty much as close as the maximum score, guys, because this phone is so special, so nice. I mean, I really didn't expect that, because as I said before, any other Porsche design Huawei phone is pretty much the same, but with a little bit of different design. But this particular phone had a different hardware, guys. And the thing is that 2 years down the line, more or less, this phone is still relevant, which is something in the Android world. So yeah, that was pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. This was Tony. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next one. I might have a Lamborghini phone coming down, so let's see what my credit card says. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and see you.